I believe on the 16th of Tevet, that's Tet Zayin Tevet, marks the Kilula of a really great rabbi. His name was Rabbi Yehudah HaKohen, Messalton Traub, Zecher Tzadik Libracha, one of the great rabbis of his day, respectively. He would go on, he was born in English year 1871 and passed away in the year 1946. He was approximately about 75 years of age at the time the great Chacham had passed away. He would become a head of Jewish court, and he would, Cairo, respectively, very, very prominent position in Egypt. Respectively, he'll be a Moahel, a rabbi that will perform circumcision, and also various different great Torah books. Let's explore some of the highlights of the great rabbi's life. Now, he was born, I believe he was actually born, the Hebrew date was Chet Tevet. Now, there's two different explanations, I'm going to be clear. Chav Chet Tevet marks his Hilula, according to most opinions. I read somewhere else it was Tet Zayin Tevet, but the vast majority of places wrote down Chav Chet Tevet. He was buried, I believe, in Cairo, in Egypt. That's where he passed away, respectively. Now it's actually interesting. He was born, I believe, in December the 20th in the English year 1871 in Damascus, in Syria. He came from great rabbinic heritage. His father's name was Rabbi Ezra HaKohen Messalton Traub, and his mother's name was Rabbanit Leah. While he was young, he would learn Torah under the auspices of his father. His father taught him high level of Torah learning. Obviously, he was a great Talmid Hacham, and then I believe he also supported his father did in his learning in of itself. And then after he would have like a huge amount of time learning Torah, many years, at the age of 40, I believe, he would actually be appointed the head of the Jewish court in Cairo, in Egypt, a very prominent position, and very I think he would be in charge of the various different areas in those vicinities where there was a great, let's say, Jewish community. So it was Mitzchazek, he was strengthening those communities, the Jewish community respectively in those areas. I think there was synagogues over there inside that city, and he would give various different Torah sermons, drashot, and very much would have a lot of responsibility. I believe he would actually visit Damascus at one stage in time also there, and had a huge connection with many of the rabbis of that city respectively. So he was very well connected with many of the rabbis also in Syria, but also in Egypt and various different other areas. People come to him for various different questions and share lots in of itself, and he would be able to answer them. He would get married. His wife's name was Rabbanit Freda, I believe, and I believe they had many among their children included Rabbi Ezra, who would become a prominent shochet, a rabbi that would perform kosher slaughter, a Moahel. Also, he was a rabbi that performed circumcision in Egypt, respectively. Another one was Yosef and Rachamim, and Rav Yosef, Rachamim, and Rav Raphael. He passed away on the 14th of September in the year 1941. That was according to different opinions. So he passed away in itself, we stated, at the beginning in 1946. Now, come what the date, the 14th of September, in the English year 1941, that would have been Chaf Bet Elul in the Hebrew year Hey Tafshin. Unfortunately, there was a sad ship. It was reported over that his older son Ezra, and I think his son also, his older son Rabbi Yehudah, his grandson, unfortunately suffered from the German army, and they lost their lives, which has to be pointed out, very sad. That was in of itself. And also we can respect over that he had many great relatives that became great rabbis in those vicinities. His father, just like his father, he would also work as Moahel, perform circumcision, and he would write various different great Torah books in of itself. I believe it was the 1st of January in the year 1946, according to most opinions, Chavchet Tevet. He passed away. It was and afterwards, the rabbinate, the head position of the Cairo positions in itself was opened to Rabbi Obadiah Yosef and Rabbi Shlomo Katzin, very great rabbis. Rabbi Obadiah Yosef, former chief rabbi of Israel, we mentioned about various occasions. Rabbi Shlomo Katzin, another great Syrian rabbi. Among his Talmidim included was Rabbi Yosef Dana, another great rabbi in of itself, I think, who mentioned about various occasions. Now, he wrote some great Torah books also, including Zot Yehudah, which was a Sheilot and Shuvot, questions and answers book in itself. Then Sheerit Yehudah, it's another question and answer book. Then the Kol Yehudah, which was in Drushim, various explanations on the great Shabbat, the Shabbat Gadol, which we celebrate obviously before the festival of Pesach, Shabbat Shuvah, Shabbat Zachor, Drushim on Bar Mitzvah in itself, when a boy reaches 13, and Vayomer Yehudim, which is interesting, Drushim and Hespedim, that what it consisted of. Then another great book was Bnei Yehudah, which was, let's just say, a gathering of various different answers in of itself. That was printed, I believe, in the year Hey Taf Shin Samach Hey. Then the Spurim Shehatvis by Yael Eliyahu, which was his book of his Saba, I believe, of his grandfather in of itself, which included various different teachings on Poskim, Drashot, also printed, I believe, in Egypt in the year Hey Tafresh Sadikhet, and mainly the Ezra. This was a book on his father's teachings, which included Sheilot and Shugot, questions and answers on the topic with regards to Jewish law. I think that was printed in Jerusalem in the Hebrew year Hey Tafresh Hey Dalet. Now he was a great rabbi in Egypt, in Cairo respectively, and please don't forget to light candles in the great rabbi's memory. It's his Hilula this month in Tibet, and we already related over videos about maybe 20 rabbis that actually came from Egypt of yesteryear, which is interesting enough. Among his rabbis was his father, Rabbi Ezra HaKohen and Sultan Traub. His famous student, as we said before, was Rabbi Yosef Dana. Very interesting. So wishing all a good day, take care, and blessings here from Israel. And please, if anyone wants to subscribe to the channel, please